Hey, welcome everyone. It's another week in the new year, and tonight I want everybody to prepare by getting your Cellercisers out. Anyone who wants to do the 20-minute Cellercise routine that we're going to be doing, that's intermediate but designed to help target more the aerobic type activity as well as conditioning, and to help increase metabolic processes and lose weight. So I'll make sure that everybody has some time to do that. We're going to read some customer reviews, answer some questions. I hope everybody had a great week and that you're getting some great benefits and recognizing the value of what Cellercise can be for you and your family. Okay, we've got a beautiful note from Holly. She says, my Cellercise experience has been wonderful and a godsend. I've always been an athlete and was a certified personal trainer in my late 20s. I've always taken care of myself and ate well. But everything started to change in my late 30s and things that I've always done stopped working. I started getting cellulite even though I was thin. And in 2008 I started having severe abdominal pain and edema. The doctors could not help me or identify what was causing my symptoms. Through the years I would find things that would work a bit temporarily, but nothing helped long term. Then I started rebounding, but it hurt. So I could not understand why people said that this was good for them. So I started to do my research and I noticed better sleep almost right away. The nighttime health bounce to relax the entire body really works. One night I could not sleep and realized I forgot to bounce before bed. I got up at 1:30 a.m., bounced for 2 to 3 minutes, went back to bed, and the next thing I remember is waking up the next morning. I've had chronic neck and back pain for as long as I can remember, and would often wake up in the morning with pain in these areas. After about a week, I noticed I was no longer waking up with any pain. I still get pain some days as the days go on, but all I have to do is get on the Cellerciser for a few minutes, and once the pain is gone, I'm good to go. Again, I also have IBS, Irritable Bowel Syndrome, and bloating and gas can come on when I least expect it. That's a common occurrence, especially with the diet that people have in today's world. As soon as I feel any discomfort, which can be as bad as a sharp pain through my upper back and shoulder, I get on the Cellerciser for a few minutes, sometimes 10 to 15 minutes. If it's really bad, and most, if not all of my discomfort is gone. I'm hoping over time that my symptoms will lessen and go away altogether. I've had these issues for 8 years, so I'm sure it will take some time. During my 3rd week of Cellercising, I could not believe I was regaining my energy. I had to use stimulants just to get through the day, and even then I would have highs and lows. Each day I noticed more energy, clarity of mind, focus, and find it easier to remember names and information I normally would forget right away. I also noticed I can concentrate better and articulate my message better during conversations. This is truly amazing, as I have struggled for years with these brain fog type issues. I've had my hip pulled out of the socket 19 years ago while giving birth to our 2nd daughter, and it never completely went back into place. After a few days of doing the pendulum swing bounce, my left hip popped back into place, and my right pulled groin loosened up and stopped hurting. The lower back exercise helps relieve my back pain from my lordosis and mild scoliosis. I am laughing and enjoy life more, all without the need for stimulants. I know I have a long way to go, but seeing improvements here and there give me hope to someday be pain-free and healthy once again. Thank you for creating the Cellerciser, the best rebounder mini trampoline on the market. Because of how the Cellerciser has improved my health, life, and my family's, I want to tell everyone that I work with until every household and office has at least one Cellerciser. Thank you for letting me be part of the Cellercise movement, and I could not think of a better calling. Others look and feel the best. God bless, Holly. Holly, thank you for sharing and for being a part of the Cellercise family. There's so much, and you know, all of these reviews encourage other people who may not know anything about what Cellercise can do to the body to look into it. And as they look into it and experience it, it changes their life. So Holly, many thanks for that. This is from Amy. A few years ago I read a book on the benefits of rebounding. That December, I bought each of my married children and myself a different unit. I won't mention the name. I had not heard of David Hall or the Cellerciser brand at the time. At some point in 2018, I was searching for trampoline workouts on YouTube, and someone did a review of the Cellercise trampoline and mentioned David Hall. So I searched for David Hall and saw the video that was done at the Health Expo. I was impressed, and I shared the video link with my friend who had recommended the first trampoline. She proceeded to buy the Cellercise trampoline and told me there was a difference between the two brands. I kept thinking, how can there be that much difference? Well, I ordered a Cellercise trampoline and it came a few weeks ago. I ended up getting very sick and wasn't able to use the trampoline until this week. I used it on Saturday night for a 2-minute health bounce and yesterday for a 3-minute health bounce. This morning I did routine number 2 in the senior section, and I can tell you that the difference between the two brands is huge! Exclamation points. I finally feel like I will begin to see results with using the Cellercise trampoline. I've recorded my weight measurements and took photos to track my journey to a new me. I look forward to hearing more from you in the future. Thank you. All right, another one. My Cellerciser brought me back to health. 3.5 months ago, I had a horrendous bike accident which left me with a brain concussion, cracked face, shoulder, hip, and pelvis. After 2.5 weeks in physical therapy, physical therapy floor of the hospital, I came home still using a walker. I started on my tramp, just sitting and raising my legs. I gradually increased adding standing and adding the baby bounce. After 3.5 months, my balance and vision have returned. My doctors have been amazed at my recovery, which normally takes 6 to 8 months. I still have some hearing loss, which may not correct, but my body feels back. Hooray for my Cellerciser. Thank you, David. And thank you, Kaylin. We get, through our customers, numerous doctors that are coming on board and recognizing the message behind Cellercise. So sharing this with those who are centers of influence that can make a difference in other people's lives is a good thing, and they're always welcome to give me a call as well. Last one. All right. It's from Irene. This is really small print. All right. Thanks so much for the conversation, Dave. Last Friday, December 6th, I feel much more confident and inspired knowing that I am heading in the right direction. The primary reason was to improve my bone density due to osteoporosis, which has reached a critical stage, resulting in frequent and numerous spinal fractures, pronounced kyphosis, and forward believe the improvement, especially in the last week or so. Still got a long way to go, and we'll post updates along the way. But the big surprise is my husband. It's cutting off at the end. As a researcher, that feeds his calf muscle, which sadly, as a result, is wasting away. He is not able to put his whole weight on that leg, has a strong limp. However, he started gentle bouncing, jogging on the spot, lifting his knees up high. He can also do the side rock, which coincidentally relieved an imbalance in his hips just a couple days before it got to the point of being worse. He says he is probably up to 3 minutes or more starting to add the odd session to his day now and then. This has been an added bonus to getting the Cellerciser. I'll try to find this one so that I can read it more, but she feels that divine intervention is at work in the best way possible, and that's what we can all, that's what we can all call on. Christine, questions?
We do have questions today. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Thank you.
I've been enjoying the Cellerciser for about 3 weeks now. I'm a female. I'm in my 60s and she's used to rebounding. My problem is I increased the jumper run 10 minutes. I increased the jumper run 10 minutes a day. I would do it for a minute, then arches, especially heels, and a little in the ankles. I've stopped rebounding for the last few days. I also have discomfort when walking any distance. Situs in my left hip. It's getting better because I do a lot of stretches every day. That is caused by over-exercising that muscle doing squats. So my other question, is it okay to use the Cellerciser when I have the hip bursitis. So the Jamba 10 minutes a day, 3 weeks in, and then the bursitis.
The Jamba Run is not a beginning program. It's an advanced program. So even if you are strong from doing squats and other activities, you're going to be working muscles in a different way with the Cellerciser. The Cellerciser doesn't limit its effect to specific muscle groups. You can focus on specific muscle groups, but the entire body collectively is always involved with a weight-bearing activity. So the results are more intense. So I'd say back off a little bit, do some of the gentle movements up and down, help to release any swelling or inflammation, increase the circulation, promote the healing process. Gentle twisting motions can be very, very beneficial, but if the nerves are already inflamed and you've irritated that area, just gentle movements to help reduce and increase circulation to promote that healing process.
Okay.
Good.
I'm constantly pulling muscles in my back, doing silly stuff, tying my shoes, sitting in a chair. What gives? I use my Cellerciser every other day due to time. Also, can people with MS get benefits from the Cellerciser?
Okay, strength. Obviously, the Jamba Walk is going to strengthen, and everybody can pretty much get benefits from Cellercise. The movement up and down is going to increase that circulation and promote that whole healing process. Christine, there's another part of that. What was?
The MS benefits.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we need to do more research on that, because the movement up and down, we have customers who are out of wheelchairs and walking again who have had MS or have MS. The movement up and down, there's a number of doctors I've talked to who believe that it helps to increase the lymphatic circulation, clearing the brain more effectively and allowing the body to be able to perform more effectively. But I've seen, and I've worked with people with MS, and the results absolutely warrant more investigation and study. So, good.
Okay. My Cellerciser arrives Wednesday. I'm in good shape and soon to be even better shape. Any advice concerning workouts starting out?
Yes. Go to Cellercise.com/user guide. One word, USERGUIDE. Go to the second to the last page, and it will give you a chart on it recommends how to begin the first, second, third, and fourth week. So it's got a senior section and just a normal section. But remember, when we're starting off, we want to start off easy, because there's areas of our body that may not have been exercised for a long time. The connective tissues, the internal organs can all drop, and all of a sudden you're moving up and down, so are they. Those connective tissues have to firm up, and they do. This is weight bearing. There's a detox effect. You want to drink lots of water when you begin. You're going to be challenging your vestibular balance and equilibrium. There's so many benefits to Cellercise, but start off gradually and allow the body to adapt. You'll have a much better experience.
I am wanting specific exercises to strengthen my legs so that I too can stand on one leg and squat down to the ground and then push up again. Address that one.
Okay, it's a byproduct. Just have fun, just Cellercise. I didn't know I could do that until I was Cellercising. It's just, and I haven't done it for a long time, but it's just a byproduct. It's not something you have to work on. As you do the different movements that I teach in my 10-minute-a-day routine, that's all I've ever done, is to get that strength. It just happens, byproduct. But what she's talking about is, and I ripped up my, there's a whole history. I ripped up my meniscus just a couple of years ago, and the doctors all said I had to have surgery, but they noticed lesions in my meniscus. And I said, what do you mean lesions? And they're injuries that you've had in the past. And I said, well, that doesn't surprise me. And then they said I had to have surgery. And I said, well, if there's lesions and they healed, why wouldn't this heal? They said, it's too far gone, you're too old, you need to have surgery. Well, I did what I do, and what I teach other people about, which is the Cellercise program that targets the supporting muscles and ligaments around the knee. And I wrapped the knee. And I did that, and it was about a year before it really stopped bothering me. I could bend my knee and you'd see it pop out of joint. I have a doctor who witnessed the whole thing, and he was the one who had encouraged me to get the MRI originally. But I can, to this day, it doesn't bother me at all. I can stand there. I don't know if this can go down with me or not, but I'll stick my leg out, sit all the way down to the ground, and stand all the way up again. No big deal. So, so anyway, yeah, it's just work on the movements that are going to strengthen those supporting muscles and ligaments.
Okay. Alrighty. I am now a Cellerciser. I received it this morning.
All right.
I did 10 minutes.
Oh boy.
It feels great. Noticed
my
some
goodness.
itching all over while bouncing.
Detoxifying. Okay, and you're stimulating nerves and the movement up and down. There's not a single cell of your body that's not involved. Drink lots of water. And 10 minutes is maybe a little much when you first begin, because there's so much occurring within the body. Excuse me. The movement up and down is going to open up the lymphatic system. It's going to open up the circulatory systems. You have the skin, the collagen, everything is doing this, expanding and contracting 100 times a minute. So you're increasing circulation. You're also helping to release toxins. You have fat cells that may have chemicals or preservatives, and the fat cells are doing this. So, and the skin, that's our biggest organ. It's going to help slough it off. But you start, just listen to your body. Some people, 10 minutes is too much. You might do shorter periods of time, several times a day, while you're drinking lots of water and continuing to get the benefits. But it sounds like you're headed the right direction.
Okay. Let's see. Can you explain in detail how to do the power breathing? Are you exhaling hard as your arms go up and down?
Yeah. The power breathing, we're going to do that tonight in our routine. But the power breathing is done by taking your hands, putting them in front of your face, and standing up, breathing in, coming down, breathing out. And it sounds like this. And it is. We call it power breathing because it's literally exercising the lungs. And the lymph system is being stimulated and improved because of the pressure changes and the pumping action that occurs in your upper chest cavity area as well. But it goes like this. It goes. So that's what opens up the lungs and the larynx and gets more oxygen to the other 1/3 of your lung. That's good.
Okay. I have a question about feet burning after jumping and feel like I have taken on water. Is this normal? Has it happened to anyone?
Yeah. There's a detox effect that we've experienced with people using the Cellerciser. And if you have toxins and poisons, often they accumulate in the lower extremities. All of a sudden you're breaking it up, you're shaking it up. You're activating the lymph system, you're activating the tissue in the lower areas. You can also have nerves that are sensitive or that are more sensitive initially as we're starting to move up and down. Wearing socks or soft-soled slippers can help mitigate that some. It can take some time moving up and down on that Cellerciser to help promote healing and strengthen that area. Cellercise is very, very good at helping to expose weaknesses. And so if that's a condition, it was probably already there. Cellercise doesn't have a jarring effect or impact like you would if you were walking on the ground or running. But it definitely has a pumping added circulatory benefit without jarring to help increase that circulation to those areas that might otherwise not have as much circulation. You may be experiencing some of that. Okay,
and I had just someone on here shout out, could Cellercising be detoxing me and causing swelling in lymph nodes?
Yeah. In fact, Cellercise is, again, very good at exposing weaknesses. So if you have heavy metals, toxins, poisons, chemicals, preservatives, additives, pesticides, herbicides, formaldehydes, whatever, that you've been exposed to over the years, and all of a sudden you're moving up and down. Well, the lymphatic system holds a negative pressure, so movement causes suction. It's the vacuum system of the body. And so as we're moving up and down, and millions of one-way valves now collectively are moving up and down and sucking. And so they start to pull those toxins and poisons out of different tissue areas of our body. They can go into the lymphatic system, into the lymph nodes. In the lymph nodes, that's where our army of white blood cells are located, and so they go to battle, and you may be experiencing some of the battle of that as it is helping to detoxify and clean out the body. Again, if you notice an indication that you're concerned about, I suggest consult with your doctor or health practitioner. Make sure to drink lots of water while you're Cellercising, because that helps the body, makes it a lot easier to flush out those toxins and poisons.
Okay. And how about shoes or no shoes?
Well, I always recommend no shoes if you can, because you wear shoes, your body becomes aligned to the shoe, and the shoe is more restrictive. If you're barefoot or socks, which I'll have tonight, your foot starts to move and become more flexible again. So muscles, bones, ligaments, tendons can actually start to adapt to your natural alignment, not to the alignment of the shoe.
Okay, and this is our last question. Is there such a thing as memory or muscle memory with the Cellerciser? I've been doing the same routine every day when a friend said I should switch it up because of muscle memory. I'm confused, so I wanted to answer.
Yeah, the Cellercise is not like typical exercise where you work a certain part of the body and then you have to change it up to work other muscles and things like that. Cellercise works the entire body collectively as a whole. It doesn't treat it as parts. The typical fitness industry, yes, that you're changing it up because you're targeting all these different body parts. Now, that being said, Cellercise is very good at strengthening muscles. You can get to a certain level of strength, and then it appears, just like with other exercises, that the muscle might be getting a little smaller. Well, that's because the ligaments and tendons have gotten stronger. And when the ligaments and tendons are stronger, the muscle doesn't have to be as big, depending on what we're doing. If you look at a dog or a cat, they can leap over a fence. Big muscles, because of ligaments and tendons. We have a tendency to target, and that's what we've been taught in the fitness industry, is we target all these muscles. And they grow bigger, and then the ligaments and tendons take time to catch up. And we need to give them time to catch up. We have a lot of athletic injuries today because people do not allow the ligaments and tendons to catch up to the strength of the muscle. So when the ligaments and tendons do catch up, well, then the muscles don't have to work as hard. And so that's one thing I've noticed in the years that I've been doing this with Cellercise. So it's not about big, bulky muscles anyway. You want to be strong, healthy, and be able to perform well. And that's really what Cellercise does.
Okay, there was a couple that came across, but we'll answer those.
Okay.
Make sure that they get their answers so we can get into the routine. All
right. Do you want, one thing I didn't do is pick some music. Do you have the app on yours?
I do have the app on mine.
Do you want to just, pick a routine that's, I don't know if it's in the intermediate or advanced section toward the end, that would have at least 20 minutes of music. And then what we're going to do, we're going to do the health bounce initially, and we'll do that for about 45 seconds. I want you to move around a little bit, breathe. We're prepping the body, increasing circulation, getting rid of the stress, tension, getting the body prepared for the aerobic activity. Then we're going to do the breathing. We'll do that to the count of 8. And if you get dizzy, stop, hold on to the bar. But as we're breathing in and out, we're priming the body with the oxygen. Cells need oxygen to burn calories and utilize the nutrients. So it's important we have good oxygen. And then what we're going to do for probably about 7-8 minutes, probably a little over 8 minutes, is we're going to do a run, a moderate run for about, to the count of, well, I'm going to do it to 700. So we're going to, now if you get tired doing it, just stop and come back and do the health bounce. Don't stop Cellercising, just go ahead and stop the running and gently do a health bounce. This is an intermediate program. And then once we hit the 700 point, then I'm going to be doing the Whippy Ski Patrol. And I'll tell you before I do each one of the movements anyway. So we'll do the Whippy Ski Patrol to the count of 50. That's designed to help loosen up the back and the hips and the shoulders. And then we'll do simply the Ski Patrol, the more advanced Ski Patrol. And we're going to do that to the count of 100. And that's going to be working the thighs and knees and the hips and getting it ready for the jumbo work part of it. So after we do the ski to the count of 100, ski patrol, then we're going to do the jumbo walk. And we'll do that to the count of 100. Not the jumbo run, the jumbo walk. So we'll want to keep our back straight and our feet flat. Then we're going to do the run. Now on the run, I want you to keep in mind that you can do it different ways. We want to concentrate on lifting our knees up, so we're working more of the core. These muscles have to work harder. But you can also, on a Cellerciser, you can slightly tilt backwards while you're running. So if you slightly tilt backwards, these muscles are going to be tighter. They're going to work harder. You can also focus as you're running on pulling this stomach. Imagine you have a big button here with a string that kind of comes through your body, connects to the button, and somebody's pulling the string back here. So you're tightening here as you're jogging, and that's going to increase the effectiveness and burn as well in the muscles. So we're going to do the jumbo walk, then we're going to run again for 100, then we're going to do the jumbo run. And the jumbo run, we're only going to do the count of 50, and then we're going to go back to the run again. Remember, this is aerobic. So we'll go from the jumbo run to the run, and then we're going to go to the jumbo run again. We'll do it twice. And then we're going to go to the run for 100. And then we're going to ease off. We're going to do the jumbo walk to 100. Then we're going to breathe 8 more times. And then we're going to do some little movements for the health bounce. So again, go ahead, Christine.
No, I'm just in here, so I just want to make sure.
Health bounce, then breath.
Right, but I just...
Oh, music? Yeah. Yeah, in fact, you go ahead and pick one, and as soon as the music begins, we'll go ahead and get started. Excuse me, 1 sec. Turn the light off there.
Okay.
All right.
Let me turn my sound up.
So Happy New Year, and let's. I won't do a lot of talking. Oh, by the way, when this is done, we're going to. Let me keep it going. That's fine. When this is done, we're going to make a copy of this available in the next day or two, or possibly tomorrow, where you will actually be able to go on to your intermediate section, and this very routine will be there. So health bounce for 45 seconds. I'm going to turn on the... All right. And the health bounce pretty much incorporates all those movements. It's the lifting the heels up and down, which is really good. The gentle rocking hip to side, which is also good. The gentle twisting a little bit. This is all considered health bounce. So the whole body is working together collectively. Okay, we're at 40 seconds, coming up to the breath. We're going to do the breath now to the count of 8. So, okay, now we're going to run to the count of 700. So I'll count them, and do it what you're comfortable with. That's 100. 200. 300. 400. 500. 'For those of you who are still with us, good job. 600, 500. 70, 80, 90, 'kay, Whippy Ski Patrol. 1, 2, do this at the count of 50. Forty, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Ski Patrol. Keep going. We're at 50. Thanks, Christine. Seven, 48, 49, Jamba walk to the count of 100. Better to hold a bar. What do you think, Carrie?
You guys are amazing.
It works. I lost count. 47? Oh, thanks. Should be feeling that now. $80. I don't know how close are we. 7, 98, 99, 100. Okay, jump, run to the count of 100. $75. 90. We're going to do the jumbo run to the count of 50. All right. $25. 40. Good. We're back to the run to the count of 100. Is that the first time we did a jumbo run?
That's the jumbo run. He was walking and then
Right. Okay. $50. $80. Jumbo run again to the count of 50. $25. $40. It's going to get easier after this. $50. $80. $98, $99, jumbo walk. $10. We're going to go to 100. $20. Take it easy if you need to. 60. $80. $85. $90. $95. All right, breathe 8 times. Okay, now we're going to do the warm down for the remaining of the 20 seconds. So just do the baby health bounce, and you can do little movements like this. If you want to work on your neck, you've got all the circulation running through the body. The body's nice and warmed up. Shoulders. I keep in mind this should feel a lot looser because Cellercise is massaging all those tissues anyway. Digestion, elimination. These are all variations of the easy health bounce. You can work on the hip joint area by keeping the hip straight ahead and just gently twisting in the hip socket area. We've had some wonderful results with people that have dealt with sciatica. 1940, we got 20 seconds to go. And then we can all cheer. So, like I said, what was that?
I think I'm going to pass out.
I want okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you stayed on the Cellerciser for 20 full minutes, give yourself a pat on the back. Yeah, there you go. That's right. That's just one routine. We have many variations that we can do, and that one was a good intermediate one. We've got advanced ones that only do for a full 20 minutes. They're a lot more intense, and remember, it's not the time that matters to a cell. It's how the body is challenged within that amount of time. So hopefully, you guys are all going to sleep better tonight. You're going to feel better, and look for this on your app in the next couple of days so that you can clone it, copy it, change it, put different movements in, take movements out. We designed it to be customized to your fitness level and what you want to accomplish. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to give me a call. And always remember, you can be watching this, you can do this while you're watching television. And we don't have to work out when we can play in. Thank you. See you next week.